Hey guys, welcome back. So you are probably surprised by the title because you've heard me say here that that was the top of a bubble. But you probably heard me say as well that you can expect me to change my mind anytime to adapt to new market conditions whenever it's necessary to minimize my risks or maximize my profits. Now, I'm not saying this is not a bubble. It could be. Anything is possible in markets. You never have the 100% certainty that the price is going to go in your direction. You never have the 100%. If there was a way to have a 100%, if you knew you could not fail, you would put your entire bank account and you would be rich. But this is not how it works. Now, I'm going to give you the two clues as for why I think this is not yet a bubble, or if it is, we are not near the top. And the first reason, or the first clue is that this doesn't look like the structure of a bubble or near the top of a bubble. First, because this here is too much consolidation. So now we are not high enough for this to be the top of the bubble. Now, of course, this is going to correct. Whether this is near the top of the bubble or not, we can expect a big correction again sometime sooner than later. Okay, so we can expect a correction, but what I mean with that this doesn't look like top of the bubble is, I mean that even if this goes higher now, a little bit higher, say we go to 7 or 7.5, something like that, towards the fork, and then we correct. What I mean when I say this doesn't look like the top of the bubble, it means I don't see this coming anytime soon. I don't see 1 or 2 years of bear market after this just yet, because as I said, this is too much consolidation for this to be the top of the bubble. If this is to be the bubble, and if this is to be the last leg of the bubble, we would need to go much higher, like 12,000, for example. Let me use the rule. So this bubble was more than 1,000%. So let's see how we are doing here from the breakout. We are only at 400%. So to get to 1,000%, I can't even do it. So I'll do it again. And this doesn't mean that it has to go exactly the same percentage than the previous bubble. It's not going to be the exact percent, but it could be somewhere between 900 or 1,300%. Like that would be. Now this is not even 1,000%. So I would expect something like this, at least, to call it a top. If we were to go parabolic all the way up here to 1,300, to 13,000 or 14,000, that without any more consolidations on the way, that would be a bubble, very likely to be topping, for good, and then correcting like 80 or 90%. But as of right now, this is too much consolidation here, and this is not high enough. The high is not high enough compared to the level of the consolidation. Plus, every time we go high, we come back down to test the previous high. We've done it here. The only one we didn't test was the 1,200 here. So when we were here at the top for 3,000, it was very likely we would go down to the previous bubble at 1,200. It was very, very likely that was going to happen. It didn't happen. Now, when we got to the second top here, it was still likely that we would correct to the 1,200 level because it was still not tested. But now the higher we get, the less likely it is. The higher we get, plus we are having corrections and consolidations on the way. the farther we get from the 1200, the less likely it becomes that we're going to go all the way down there now. It's just how market structures work. This could, this could be just a standard consolidation and normal growth. I mean, it's too parabolic for a normal growth. It will have to correct heavily anyways, but I just don't see yet the 1 or 2 years bear market ahead of this yet, unless, as I said a second ago, unless we go parabolic from here to 14,000 or something like that, then yeah, I would say. But so long as we continue to go high and retest the previous high and go higher and retest the previous high, I can see from here go a little bit higher for the fork and just have another between 1 and 3 months of correction. We already had 2 months of correction here. Then we have 1 month of correction here. So we can have another month of correction, or say 1 month, 2 months, or 3 correction, touch moving average, and continue higher. It wouldn't be 1 or 2 years of bear markets. I just don't see the structure of the bubble here yet. This is a perfect structure of bubble. We see this in crypto all the time, with Bitcoin and with altcoins. We form this same structure, we start going up, then we go up parabolic, then we have the first big crash, then we go back up to near all-time highs, but it's only a bull trap, and then we crash again, and then we have another bull trap, or sometimes 2, and then from there very slowly correct to the 80% or 90%, very, very slowly for 1-2 years. It happens with many altcoins. It happened with Bitcoin before in 2009, in 2011, and in 2013. We don't see this type of structure yet. We saw it here at the top of 3,000. Whatever you want to say, that was the most likely scenario because it was forming the perfect market top. Now, once that was broken on the way up, things changed. Now we went to 5,000 and we corrected again to test the previous top. And now we're going high again. If we have another 1 to 3 months of bear market, or 5 months maybe, but I just don't see this yet. We didn't have this structure yet here. We don't see this pattern here. Now, it doesn't mean, 100% we need to have the exact same shape in every single bubble for every single crypto. No, it doesn't, it doesn't mean, I don't mean that. It could perfectly happen and from here go 2 years or 3 of bear market. Anything can happen. But I find it less and less likely according to the patterns. And the other thing that I find it very different from every top. I have lived this bubble through. I said that in a few videos before. I discovered Bitcoin right here at the top of this bubble. Actually, when it was already popping, it was already down to 600, and then it actually went back up. But then we went into our market. So I lived that through. I was so excited about Bitcoin, like anyone else. When you discover these things, it's just unbelievable. So I was so excited. I created a Facebook page. I shared that Facebook page in an older video as well. So I created a Facebook page related to Bitcoin, and I was sharing all the news there. The hype that we had here, it was unbelievable. We all thought that this was gonna go to $1 million per Bitcoin. Like it happens in every bubble. I saw the same hype here at the top for 3,000. Everybody was so optimistic. That's what you get at bubble tops. You get all that hype, that unbelievable hype. Every single channel on YouTube, every social media, not only the content creators, but all the followers, all the people watching, people commenting, wow, this is gonna go to $1 million per Bitcoin. This is unbelievable. It will go up it's gonna be going up forever, and it's going mainstream when it's not really, but that's the type of things you hear at the top of the bubble. That's what I heard here. That's what I heard here. I'm not hearing this here anymore. The higher we get, all I hear now is people saying, oh, we're topping now. We're near the top. Oh, it's going to correct. I'll buy it when it's cheaper. I don't want Bitcoin anymore because, it's too expensive. You don't hear those things on the top of the bubble usually. Usually you hear there's, FOMO and hype and excitement and and positivity. I don't hear this here as much. People's like getting bored of Bitcoin just going up, and now it's too expensive to enter, and they're like, well, whatever, I missed it, I don't care, this is gonna correct, this is gonna crash, we're at the top of the bubble. Like, that's what I hear more now. So that's what you usually don't hear at top of bubbles. At the top of the bubbles, you usually, it's like the new paradigm where people is so excited and they think it's going to keep going and going and going forever. And I don't see this anymore, not from people creating content, for example, other YouTube channels, probably because most of them are holding onto the alts, and they're a little bit depressed because the alts have been going down a lot, so they're pessimistic towards Bitcoin. Not all of them, but I mean some. I don't know if that's the reason, but in any case, I don't see the hype that I saw here or here. So guys, that's my assessment. I mean, I have no idea. It could be near the top, but I think by probability we're gonna go a little bit higher, and then we're gonna go into a few months of correction, just like here or here, to just continue higher or consolidate. I mean, I don't see this as as popping and 2 years of bear market now. So what do you think about that, guys? Leave your comments down below. I would love to read your opinions. And I will leave it here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.